How y'all doing? Everybody good? Okay, these lights are bright, so I have to share with you all, and before my dad told me that I need to get a real job, I actually was on stage and doing theater, so I like these lights, all right? Who's excited for COSN? All right. So before I begin, I want to be sure and do something, and that is I got to give a personal, heartwarming, loving shout out to the COSN staff and the COSN board for sure. So please join me in a round of applause for them. And I was joking with some of my friends from Corona Norco, like I know almost everybody like here and a bunch of you out there, which means one of three things. It either means we've learned together and learned with each other and from each other, as Marlo shared. I'm actually friendlier than people think I am. Or I'm actually older than people think I am. I don't know which of those three it is, but I'm going to roll with the first one. So I want to share with you all a couple of things around this. So I really love the theme of the conference, Human Leadership in a World of AI. First of all, how many of you, who's just now hearing about AI? Okay, I wanted to make sure of that. Because the whole idea around this theme is definitely the human element. You know, it's, I've been around, so some of you will be able to kind of guess my age now. So I've been around ed tech this whole century. And the whole, yeah. My aching knees can prove it. Anyway, but the whole idea around this is to recognize that even though we are, it's interesting how education, no matter how many times was described as a disruptive technology comes around, the most important thing for us to always maintain is the human element of everything that we do. Core pedagogical practices, core building of community, and core connections within education are always going to be human-centered, as they should be. The technology just should fit into that. So that's part of what I kind of want to pitch to you all with this, and I want to start off with a little bit of a provocation. So how many of you either said at one time or heard at one time any of the following? No, you cannot use blank because blank. Or, no, the students cannot use blank because of blank. Watch this. I'll start off with me. No, Kenneth, you can't use a calculator in math class because what do you think? You're going to have a calculator with you all times when you get older? No, you can't use a computer because you need to learn how to handwrite. Are you going to be able to type all the time when you get older? Y'all see where I'm going with this? But then even with the students, no, you can't let the kids use Google because what? They're going to Google the answers. Which is why I was always saying, well, maybe we should ask different questions. This is why Marlo said, I would say to you all, for those of you that don't know me in the room, I consider my whole career a constant career of getting in good trouble. Okay? My file was like this, of me getting written up at school. But it was good trouble, for the right reason. So, the next one, no, kids can't use Wikipedia because they're going to what? Copy and paste. And I used to always respond, you mean like how I used to copy out of the Encyclopedia Britannica that my grandmother had? If you don't know what Encyclopedia Britannica is, think Wikipedia, but in two-dimensional paper, okay? And then the other one, no, can't let the kids use Web 2.0 tools because you know what they're going to put on the internet, and there's a thing called a digital footprint, which I actually called it a digital tattoo, and we don't know what they're going to do. The whole point of this is we've seen this over and over and over again. So I share that with you all because part of that does require us to start to develop a mindset around how do we reimagine learning with AI. I'm using my words intentionally, not from AI, with AI. And the whole idea around this is it should lead to a path of empowerment. So I'm going to present to you all a couple of scenarios, and please don't abstain. You have to pick one of these two scenarios. So scenario one is the following. Is you're looking for support on how to get from one point to another. You would like for me to show you one route and only tell you about all the cool and amazing stuff that you will see. Okay, so that's scenario one. Scenario two. You're looking for support on how to get from one point to another. You would like for me to show you all the possible options so that you can choose. You also want me to show you which routes have barriers, dangers, and lead to dead ends, but also tell you about the cool stuff that you may see. There are your two scenarios. How many of you would like scenario one? Okay, look around the room. Now how many scenario 2? Brilliant. I asked this exact same question 24 months ago, and a majority of the room, I want scenario 1. Okay, you just want me to tell you about all the confetti and blowing up kazoos and all the cool stuff about AI? There's a whole nother thing there. But I love that. You all see, we want the whole thing. It's the question I always ask in my media literacy workshops is, do you want the best information or do you want all the information? We want to get scenario 2, which is precisely why I'm going to take you all through this journey of what are the types of things we need to be aware of, what are the types of questions we should be asking, and then more specifically, what does it look like from a human-centered approach?